Hi, everybody. I don't know who's up right now. It's about 10 o'clock in New York City. I'm going to see who's up and we'll talk for a little bit. Happy Tuesday. Happy full moon in Scorpio. I believe it's a full moon in Scorpio. Is it new moon in Scorpio or full moon in Scorpio? I'm about to Google it. I know it's a moon. Gonna see who's gonna come on. It's the pink moon. This is a pink moon in Scorpio. Wow. This energy is very powerful, I would say. In my opinion, it's very powerful. I wanted to tell you what happened when I went to that funeral on Sunday. And I wanted to talk about having spiritual confidence, okay? When you come in the chat, click like for me, comment, let me know that you're here. I am a little tipsy, just pre-warning you, okay? I had happy hour and then now I'm drinking a little bit of wine, but I do want to talk for a little bit because I don't have to be to work till like 2 o'clock tomorrow, so I can talk. They're like cutting hours and stuff like that. But this Scorpio moon, this Scorpio full moon, the energy is just very intense. I can't take it no more. First we had the eclipse, Aries season. Now we're in Taurus season now. But I'm a Scorpio moon, okay? I'm a Leo sun, but I'm a Scorpio moon. So this Scorpio full moon is feeling very intense for me. This is just a lot. So far 2024, I'm feeling a lot spiritually. My spiritual gifts are intensifying. I know more. My spiritual discernment is increasing. And it's very overwhelming. I feel very overwhelmed. And I am overstimulated. That's the word. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Melissa. Haven't seen you in a minute, Melissa. Happy Tuesday, Alicia. Alicia, are you the one that knows some things about all this full moon stuff, or is that Ashley? Hey, Lily. I'm doing good. Besides like my job being shitty, I'm fine. You know, I feel very blessed and I feel I'm cool. I'm cool, you know. I'm relaxed pretty much. I'm not, like I said before, you know, I went to work today and that manager that, you know, we were talking in the office, you know, the white lady. She did not look at me today. She did not speak to me. She didn't say a word to me. And I was just like, good, don't talk to me at all. So I guess she's going to go the route of not speaking to me at all on a shift. But that just shows your character. Like, how is it that your employee makes you so uncomfortable that you're not even going to speak to them? You know, and I spoke to two of the girls that quit. They finished their shifts already between the weekend and Monday, and they confirmed with me that they're going to report her. So they're going to report her, and I'm going to report her as well. So yeah, I'll let you know what happens. You know, you said, oh yes, okay, so you're the weather girl. Okay, so yeah, I guess it's Ashley that knows about the eclipse and the zodiacs and all that stuff. I don't know why I thought it was you. But yeah, so that manager, she's not speaking to me, and it's just like, great, don't talk to me, I'm happy you're not talking to me. But yeah, being that I'm a Scorpio moon, I'm really feeling this energy is very, very intense, and I'm just taking it all in. Yes, I did go to the funeral, guys, and I am so overwhelmed. Just to update you guys, so a girl from my past that I grew up with, she was one of my first friends. She actually died in a car accident on April 1st, and her funeral was on Sunday, which was the 21st. Yeah, which was April 21st. I decided to go. Um, and it was beautiful. The service was beautiful. I didn't cry or anything like that. They had a closed casket. Um, and this was a lot for me. This was very intense. This whole thing was intense because I grew up in this church with this girl. I grew up a church girl. I'm a spiritual girl now, but I grew up as a Christian 7-day Adventist, and so I got to see people I hadn't seen in 5, 10, maybe even 20 years. And I didn't think I was gonna get that much love. I got so much love. I was overwhelmed. I was overstimulated. It was a lot for me to handle. Um, I was trying to like stand back, and people were like, no, come over here. I need to hug you. I need to talk to you. Can I get your phone number? I did get my number out to a few people, but not much because, I'm a very private person. And I found this interesting. There was a girl who, her and I used to be very close. We used to consider each other like cousins. I even lived with this girl at one point. And she was at the funeral, and she said, oh, I came across your YouTube. And I was like, oh, really? I found this very interesting. I didn't feel any kind of way because I know that I've had my YouTube for years, and eventually I knew that somebody from my past would come across my YouTube. It didn't bother me. I really don't care, that she came across my YouTube. It is what it is. I'm not gonna like run and hide now that somebody who knows me, from my past, that they know my YouTube. And it's just really funny to me because I only have a little over 5,000 subs, and it's just like, wow, it's such a small world. How there's millions of YouTube channels, but yet somebody from my past came across my YouTube. I got to see my first crush. When I walked in the doors of the church, he was standing right in the hallway, like right in the lobby. And his cousin was like one of my best friends at one point. He was standing there because it's called the Dead Man's March. So there's something called Pathfinders. It's kind of like a military style Girl Scout, Boy Scout type of club that we have in this religion, right? So they were in full uniform, and they basically brung the flag, and they laid it on her casket, pretty much because she was a part of the Pathfinders Club. All of us were. So it's like a respect thing, like laying her to rest. It's a very beautiful ceremony that they do that. It's just like the military, like when a soldier dies and what they do, and they gave the flag to her mom. It was very emotional. But anyway, I saw them as soon as I walked into the church, and it was just surreal, because these are people who I grew up with. Seeing them, and then we're having to bury somebody that we grew up with, right? So I hugged them really quickly, and I found a seat. Thank God I was able to sit in the back of the church. And the ceremony was it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was great to see people who I had not seen in a long time. All I kept hearing was, you're so beautiful. You look just like your mother. You look so young. I even saw my ex-fiance. You know, a lot of you don't know that I was engaged. I was engaged before in my 20s. I was engaged actually 3 times. Or I like to say 2.5. But yeah, so he was in shock when he saw me. He was like, I have not seen you in years. You look the same. You didn't age. You know, for y'all don't know, I'm 40 years old. But that was something that I realized, that you don't know how young you look. You don't know how bright your spiritual light is until you get around your peers, until you see people who you've known for years, and it's just like, whoa, I didn't recognize my light. I did not recognize my light. And it even got a little embarrassing because at the end of the funeral, the next day, which is Monday, everyone started posting pictures that they took with each other. And it was a moment in the chat where everyone was like, damn, like Ange is so fine. She looks so young. I was just like overwhelmed by the compliments. I was overwhelmed by people being able to see my spiritual light. I felt very spiritually confident, and that's why I named this live. That spiritual confidence is a must. I noticed that there were some people where I went to hug them and their spirit felt broken. Their spirit felt intimidated. I noticed there was some people I looked them in their eyes and they could not look me in the eyes. You know, a lot of times, you know, you go with people or you're at work with people or you in your family, you don't know what people are going through. You think that you're doing so bad. You think that you're not spiritually strong, but then when you get around these people, that's when you see the truth about these people. Nobody asked me, what do you do for a living? How much money you make? Did you get married? Did you have children? No. No one asked me that. It was almost like they looked at my light and was like, she's good. I don't got to ask her no questions. I don't want to ask her no questions because I don't want her to ask me no questions about myself. There was some people who stood there and just looked at me and didn't say anything. And I noticed this and I was just like, wow, like that is how powerful chosen ones are. Our light is so powerful. Our light is so beautiful. And I thought this was interesting because my first crush, right? He was there, of course. I noticed when we were talking, he looked nervous. And then I asked him later on, because we ended up talking last night. I said, why were you looking so nervous when you saw me? He said, you know, sometimes it's hard to look in the light. I said, get the hell out of here. And it's very crazy because my channel name is The Light. I said, wait, what? He said, yeah, I felt like bashful around you. I felt like uncomfortable a little bit when I was looking at you. And I was like, really? And he said, yeah, I'm not really sure why. But you know what that is? You know what that is, guys, right? That's a spiritual confidence. That's a spiritual power that we have on people. So a lot of you be like, why this person don't like me? Why this person don't want to be around me? Because you shake their spiritual confidence when you come around. That's the reason why. This is a grown 42-year-old man married with kids, okay? College educated. You know what I'm saying? But yet, he couldn't look me in the eye. It's not just he think I'm fine, but it really was, he said, I can't just look in the light like that. Like, you really made me a little nervous. He told me the truth. I thought this was very interesting. And this is why it's very important for you to have spiritual confidence, guys. You want to make demons tremble. You want to make people tremble when they're in your presence. You want people to act right when they're in your presence. You want people to be like, you know what? I'm not even going to play no games with him and her. I'm not even going to try them because I know that they're spiritually protected. And I was really surprised. I was blown away by the response of how people reacted to me and reacted to me spiritually. You know, because it was a little, I was like a little lame back in the day. It was corny. I was the girl that they saw like as the goody two shoe. I was a good girl. I wasn't having sex. You know, I wasn't the fast one. You know, I was always the chubby girl. I was always the fat girl. And it was so crazy how they didn't see that this time. They saw me in a positive, in a powerful light. All right. And you have to work hard for that, chosen one. You got to work hard for that position. And lately, I've been having people book with me for phone sessions, and I noticed that they don't have confidence in themselves. You can't be a chosen one and be insecure your entire chosen one career, so to say. You cannot say you're powerful. You cannot say you're a god or goddess and you don't believe in yourself. You cannot say that you're a Christian or you are a Buddhist or you are a Jew, or whatever you're following. You cannot say that. You cannot say your God is powerful, but yet you tiptoeing around like you don't have confidence. You're tiptoeing around in life spiritually like you don't know how powerful your God is, or you don't know how powerful your spiritual team is. What's up with that? And it does take years. It took me years to become who I am today, but I'm just encouraging you. You need to start using your spiritual gifts. You need to start believing in yourself. You need to start understanding how powerful your spiritual team is and how powerful your God that you serve is. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you're wasting your time calling yourself a chosen one. You're wasting your time. You need to be so spiritually strapped up that you make demons shake when you walk in a room. You can't pussyfoot in spirituality. You can't pussyfoot in religion. No one's going to believe you. Oh, you weak? Your God must be weak. You weak, your spiritual team must be weak. So I want y'all to work on y'all confidence. And how you build your confidence is by spending time with yourself, spending time in nature, spending time with God. And whenever you get a dream, whenever you get a vision, whenever you get a message, believe that shit. Stop gaslighting yourself. Stop believing the narcissists that you're around, and start trusting your intuition. Start trusting your gut. I'm blown away. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overstimulated. You know, it's about to be Wednesday, and I left that funeral. I never left a funeral on a high. Usually, you leave a funeral, you're drained. I left that funeral feeling high on love, high on spirit. Like, that's how powerful being around people who were able to recognize my light. There was people who stood and just watched me like, I ain't even going to go up to her. I ain't going to play myself because she's not even going to speak to me. I don't even have the right to speak to her. That's how powerful I want chosen ones to believe they are. That demons will tremble in your presence. Let me tell you, there's this guy that I grew up with, and he's a thief. He has conned people. He's trying to con me, out of money. And, my friend, my childhood crush, he said, you know what's crazy? He wore the same clothes 2 days in a row. And I said, wait, what? He said, homie wore the same clothes 2 days in a row. He said, what do you think about that? I said, people are living their life choices. Okay? Just because you see somebody going through something, that doesn't mean that they don't deserve what they're going through. So that was something else that I noticed. But I'm telling you guys, you're not doing as bad as you think you are. Even if you're a chosen one, you're being gang stalked, you're being mistreated, you're not doing as bad as you think you are. There's a lot of people who, a lot of people I grew up with. See, I grew up around educated Black individuals. Okay. Think of the Cosby kids. That's how I grew up around Black people like that. So most of my friends that I grew up with in church, they're lawyers, they're doctors, they're social workers, they own their own businesses, their parents are educated, but how are they spiritually? A lot of them don't have nothing on me spiritually. And when you leave this dimension, when you leave this planet, God is not going to have a list and be like, oh, let me see what kind of degree did you get on earth. No. God's going to be checking where your heart was, where your mind was, where your spirit was. I'm not saying don't get the bag. I'm not saying don't get a degree. I'm not saying don't get married, don't have children, don't look nice, but it's really based on your spirit. Not one person asked me, what do you do for a living? Did you finish school? Nobody asked me that shit. They took one look at me and was like, she good. They can see that. Guys, when I looked at the photos, for the first time in a long time, I saw my light. I saw like an aura. I was beaming. I want you to look at your photos. I want you to see, do you see an aura? Do you see colors? Do you see a light around you? These people see your light. These people know who you are. They recognize you. They may not know a title to it, but they know that you're in a good place spiritually. And a lot of people are not going to talk to you because they don't want to expose where they are. They might be making money. They might have family. They might be doing good financially or education wise or whatever. They might be in shape. They might look good, but spiritually they know they ain't fucking with you. They can see your light. They can see your aura, chosen one. It's just very hard for us to see ourselves. So that was my lesson from going to this funeral, was like, oh, wow. Because I'm not going to lie, I was feeling a little insecure because I grew up with Black folks who were lawyers and doctors and business owners, and they got money. And I don't got money like that. I was a little intimidated. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. But when I saw them, I was like, oh, I get it, God. I get it. It ain't about that. It's not about that. I'm letting you know that right now. You're not being judged on how fine you are. You're not being judged on how much money you make. You're not being judged on your degree. No, you're being judged on your spirit in the context of your heart. And the more light you have, spiritual light you have in your heart, the more fine you're going to be, the more beautiful you're going to be. I had to stop counting on my hands how many times people kept saying, you so fine. You so fine. And I know some of y'all watching like, she ain't cute like that. But they saw my light and they was just like, woo, you're so beautiful. When people see your spiritual light, chosen one, they gonna think you fine as fuck. Okay? All right? So that was my lesson that I learned on Sunday when I went to this funeral. I was blown away. I mean, there was people I grew up with who like stepped away from their wife and was like, oh my God, what is going on with you? How are you not aging? You know, when you have a pure spirit, when you have a pure heart, you age slower. I'm looking at my, I don't have one gray hair, guys. I'm 40 years old. I don't have a gray hair. You know what I'm saying? I don't got too many wrinkles. I got some wrinkles here, which I call them my stress signs. I got a couple of lines here. But this is what happens when you listen to God, when you follow your path, when your light, your spiritual light is so bright. You tend to age slower. Your spirit is happier. You become in peace. I saw people that I grew up with, and I'm like, they have mental illness. There's a couple of people I saw that they're mentally ill. You know, back when I was a kid, I couldn't read them spiritually because my spiritual discernment wasn't as strong. But a lot of people you grow up with, a lot of people you're at work with, or your neighborhood, or in your family, they're not mentally or spiritually right. And you're busy comparing yourself to them on a 3D level, but you're not understanding that you're above them. That's why most of the time when you have your haters, they got more than you. Most of your haters got more than you. Daniel said, I know I'm 160 and I look 26. I hear that. Dwight, do you like making decisions or do you prefer your man to make them? What? I know you didn't ask me that question. Alicia said they saw a strong grown-ass woman. I guess they did. I mean, even my handshake, even my hug. You know, there was some people who hugged me and it was like their hug is just so weak. You know? I went up to people like a man or a woman. Hey, how you doing? Spiritual confidence. I can look you dead in your eye. That's how every chosen one should be. You should be able to walk straight up to anybody. You don't care how tall they are, how big they are, how fine they are, how much money they make. There was people who stood over on the other side of the church, a sanctuary, and just watched me. Like, I ain't going up to her. I ain't saying nothing to her. And I looked in their direction. They looked at me and I looked at them and I just crossed my eyes and looked on the other side. Like, don't even come over here. And they didn't. Don't even come over here. Then I had a couple of people kind of circling around me like, hey, you know, what's up, girl? How you doing? And I was nice to them. I was cordial. I'm speaking to you, but we'll never be cool again. So you could be kind to people who wronged you, but you got to get that energy off like, don't even think about it. You have to give off that aura. And this takes time. This takes time. This is how, you know, a lot of chosen ones. I'm sorry if y'all hear my fan in the live. You know, I noticed that when I'm recording, my fan does make some noise. I'm so sorry about that, but it's so nice in New York that I had to cut my fan on. Ooh, hey Trey. Oh, she passed in a car accident. So they say that the girl, she was driving. I don't know. She was very heavy set. So I don't know if she suffered from like narcolepsy or she had any health conditions because she was very big. She was, I'm going to say at least, she was over 400 pounds. All right. You know, me and her were both big girls growing up, but she was not that big growing up. I don't know what happened to why she gained so much weight, but she was over 400 pounds. Okay. So they're saying that she passed out at the wheel. They didn't tell us like if she had any health conditions or anything. Her family is keeping that to themselves, which I respect. And she crashed. She lost control of her car and crashed into a tree, and she died on impact. Horrific. Tamla says, we are Aboriginal people. All witchcraft dies on holy Turtle Island. I hear that. I say, it's true. That is very true. Melissa says, I replay that live where you discussed that situation. I was like, we clapping, check, and sit her down. Yep, they usually resort to not speaking, and that's awesome for you. Yep. Butterfly Dreams. Hey, Light, how come you stopped making Zodiac videos? Those are the bomb. It's not that I stopped making Zodiac videos. It's that this really isn't a Zodiac channel. And most of those Zodiac videos, people donated to me to create those videos. Maybe soon I'll put out some more Zodiac videos soon. But most of those videos, people paid me to make them, believe it or not. Like, people paid like $20 per video, and people just didn't want to pay. People didn't want to donate or pay me to create those videos. But I might be having some Zodiac videos coming soon. I do want to do a video on, my mom was an Aquarius. I do want to do a video on like dark-sided, codependent Aquarius moms. I know a lot of y'all have Aquarius mothers, and I want to talk about that. That is something that has been on my heart to talk about, because I grew up with an Aquarius mom who was very codependent and, you know, unhealed, kind of toxic, loving, but very toxic. And I might do that next. I think that would be a very interesting video. And also, my Zodiac videos create a lot of chaos on my channel. I get like death threats. I get like people like talking down to me on my Zodiac videos, because I don't do positive Zodiac videos. I do like negative Zodiac videos so that people can learn to heal. And I get a lot of people who don't want to heal, and they think they're so perfect, and they get so angry, and I get a lot of like hate mail and death threats due to my Zodiac videos. So that's why I stopped doing it, because I got sick of seeing like all the negative comments of people who, they don't want to do the healing work, but they want to tell me that I'm wrong about what I'm saying. Pretty much everyone has dark-sided and light-sided traits, and a lot of people don't want to admit to it. So yeah, I get a lot of narcissists and like unhealed people that come on my channel and want to curse me out over a Zodiac. Like, are you kidding me? Like, get the hell out of here. Grow up. But yeah, I just found that very, very interesting. I'm noticing too that this energy, I don't know if it's the Scorpio energy from this moon, but I just feel like people are like confessing things as well. And I think that I'm getting a lot of clarity. I'm getting a lot of confessions from people. And it's pretty beautiful. I think it's beautiful. Definitely. Um, you know, when you're a chosen one, I found this interesting because I was having a conversation with my childhood crush. He actually just texted me not too long ago. He made it back to Canada safely. Um, he just kept saying, like, you got a lot of beef with people. You got a lot of beef with people. I had no idea that these people did these things to you. And, you know, don't feel no kind of way, because chosen ones got a lot of beef with people. We do. We got a lot of beef with, no, a lot of people have beef with us, right? And something else that kind of made me sad was like, at the funeral, people were saying such amazing things about this young lady that was laying in that casket, right? And it made me think like, wow, you know, she had two best friends. They went up there, they talked, you know, spoke beautifully of her, and you know, all her friends from high school, they had such great things to say about her. But that wasn't my experience with her. You know, up until maybe we were 20 years old, we had fun, but I got a bad version of her, and that's something that happens to chosen ones. A lot of people around you are going to get the good version of people, but the chosen ones doesn't get the good version of many people. They don't get the fun side of many people. They don't get the loving side. Our light is constantly triggering people that they don't feel comfortable around us, and instead of just cutting us off or just leaving us alone, it's almost like they want to torture us. They want to punish us because our light, our personality, whatever it is, our style, our aura, makes them feel some kind of way. And I wasn't sad that she was dead. I was sad that, wow, like, I wish that she was able to fight through and look at me in a different light. Instead of going, damn, Angelique is my competition, I really wish that she would have just been honored to have me as her friend instead of wanting to harm me, instead of trying to sleep with multiple guys that I was dating. I wish that she was able to fight through. Like, how come they got the best version of her, but I didn't? I had a good version of her when we were little, but once you're a grown-ass woman and you start dating and you start getting, dressing up, that's when she really began to literally hate me. But she still wanted to be around me, That hurt. That hurts. That hurt. And it happens a lot to chosen ones. It's like these people don't want to get away from the light, but they can't stand the light. So they sit around you with sunglasses on. Woo! Come on now. They don't want to get away from the light because it's so powerful, but they'll sit around us with sunglasses on. I respect people that disappear on us. I respect people that ghost us. When we make them feel a certain way, I would rather you leave me alone. That's why you got to be happy, guys. I know you don't like when a man or a woman ghosts you. Be thankful when a person ghosts you. They could have tortured you. They could have cheated on you. They could have did you dirty. But instead they said, you know what? I'm going to just get up from around them. I'm going to get away from them. Don't you know there's some of your friends that they get tired of seeing you winning? They get tired of seeing you looking good. They get tired of you getting the attention. They get tired of seeing you being blessed. They are so disgusted by your beautiful light that they disappear on you. Don't chase them. Let them go. Let them be. I wish that she did that. That's something that I wish. No, I'm not in Mexico anymore. I came back the 17th. I gotta find my channel so I can put my donation information in the chat. But that's just something. I was like, wow, like she did a lot of beautiful things for people, and that's also showed my maturity. I'm blown away by that as well, because not a lot of people would have went to a funeral of a person that betrayed them at some point in their life. I didn't feel fake being there. I felt like I needed to be there because there were certain people that I needed to connect with. I saw one of my childhood best friends. He was there. Him and his wife was there. And it was a lot of healing too, because I had a best friend. Him and I became best friends when I was about 12 or 13 years old. I always enjoyed having male friends, right? And you know, of course, you're friends with a guy. Eventually, someone's gonna have feelings for each other. So probably by the time I'm like 19, 20, you know, there was feelings. It wasn't like just attraction. It was actually emotional feelings for each other because we spent so much time together. He did so much for me. He spent so much time with my mom, with me at my house. He did so much for me that we began to have feelings for each other. But the sad thing is that he had been dating someone, you know, dating a girl that we grew up with in church. And then when he went to college, he had a girlfriend in college, broke up with her and got back with the other girl, you know. So he had always just been my best friend, and I did not want to go there, you know. Um and his wife, she could not stand me. She didn't want me at their wedding. You know, I get it. You know, there was rumors. Somebody started a rumor that I was his side chick. It got bad, guys. It was horrible. We went through a lot, but I saw her at the funeral and she like jumped on me like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you." You know, it was really loving. It was really sweet. And she looked at me and she said, "Have you been talking to him like through the years?" And I said, "Honestly, I haven't spoken to him since 2020." And she was just like, "No, y'all two gotta connect." And I thought that was just so beautiful because it was a point where she couldn't stand my ass. She didn't want me nowhere near her husband. And because he, you know, when they got married, she didn't want me at their wedding and he stood up for me. He told her, "No, that is my best friend. She's going to be at the wedding." And I didn't go to their ceremony, but I went to their reception because he paid for my seat, you know. And I remember walking into his wedding and I was, you know, I had on like some slacks and a nice top. I remember her friends coming up to me like, "You're a fashionista. Like, why are you dressed down so much at this wedding?" And, you know, and I was just like, "I don't know what you're talking about," you know. And it was never any jealousy or anything like that. I always approved of his wife. I always was happy for them. But I just didn't like being placed in that position of you thinking I was like sleeping with your man when I really wasn't, you know. And I thought that was just so beautiful that she was just like, "No, you and him need to connect," you know. And let me tell you something, guys. Love is a powerful energy. And I don't get a chance to feel love because basically half my family's already dead. I don't have family. I mean, I don't have friends like that. Most of my friends live out of New York City, and I live in New York City. And I'm not in a relationship. You know, I'm kind of talking to somebody now, you know, but I'm not, I'm a single woman, right? When I tell you, if I can bottle up the love vibration that came from my ex best friend, I think I would be a millionaire. I can feel the love vibration literally coming off of his body when he hugged me. When he hugged me, it was almost like he was falling into my soul. Like, you know how you hugging someone and like they won't let go? That's what it felt like. I really want everyone to be able to feel this. This scared the shit out of me. I'm not even gonna lie, because I had not felt that. You know, the last time I felt a hug like that, it's probably been years. You know, to actually feel the vibration of love is very powerful. You know how like you see like somebody getting married, or you see the love of a mom and a child or whoever, or you watch like those stories online of people talking about how they met, or you know, you can like literally feel the love coming off the screen. It was like that. It was so powerful when he hugged me. And he was like, "Can we take pictures together?" We took pictures together. And one of the pictures, he kisses me on the cheek. And I thought that was just so cute. And I needed that. I really needed that, you know. Just because you don't talk to people for a long time doesn't mean that they stop loving you. you know, when you really have a powerful love or a true love, y'all could part ways for years. You know, you could be over the ocean, but when you reconnect, you're going to feel that love vibration. And that was very powerful. It kind of scared the shit out of me. I was just like, whoa. You know, like we hugged a couple of times, maybe like 3 or 4 times. We just kept hugging each other, like, you know, throughout the night. And I was just like, wow. We did exchange numbers because we didn't have each other's number. And then I texted him today and I said to him, you know, I'm willing to try to work on our friendship if you're open for that. He hasn't texted me back yet. So there is like I don't think it's a fear on his end. I think that because he's married, it might feel awkward for him. You know, but I did the right thing. When he got married, I fell back. You know, it's very hard to be friends platonically with the opposite sex when y'all are straight and your best friend gets married. It's very hard to upkeep that relationship, and I felt like it was best to me, especially since his wife didn't trust me. She didn't like our relationship. I decided to move on. Now his kids are 18 and 19 years old. Like, I'm just like, wait, what? Like, my ex-best friend has 18-year-old and 19-year-old, you know. But I did text him and say, you know, I would like, because I felt like his wife gave me an okay. Like, she probably was like, that boy miss you. Like, I see he wasn't trying to take my husband from me. And, you know, she gave me the okay. So, you know, hopefully we will reconnect and we will work on our friendship. But if not, it's all right. You know, it's okay. Oh, your husband's mother gives those type of, oh, she's powerful. Wow, that's beautiful. The power of a hug, the power of love vibration is just, oh my gosh. I felt that. I didn't know that he still loved me like that. I had absolutely no idea. I didn't know. I was blown away. I was just like, whoa. I don't feel that from my first crush at all. I did not feel that type of love, but from my ex best friend, I felt it. It scared the shit out of me. Alicia says that was the big realization in my mid-20s. Let those people go, and that's okay. You'll be better off. Yup. Exactly. Exactly. I wish that for everybody. I really, truly, truly do. I do. I wish that for everyone, that everyone experiences that at least once. Because I was just like, whoa, like what? And then it made me think, like, well, if he loves me that much, why didn't he reach out sooner? You know, why didn't he try to work on our friendship sooner? I'm just so confused by that. You know, like, but then again, I don't know. Maybe his love isn't platonic. My love for him is platonic. My love for him isn't romantic. Maybe he didn't reach out because his love might be platonic and romantic for me. And he knows himself and he probably doesn't trust himself around me. That could be it too. That hurts, but I get it. Oh, God. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. I got my first troll in here. That's pretty good though. I talked for almost an hour and I only got my first troll. I'm thankful for that. Oh, I'm so thankful for that. That I didn't yeah, so you know, you have these experiences. My nose is running a little bit. You have these experiences and this is when you realize how much you've grown, when you said, oh wow, that's growth. I didn't realize how much I'd grown spiritually until I was in a. How many people can go in a room and be confident and be comfortable when you got about 10 motherfuckers that did you dirty? That's what I did. I walked in that church with at least 10 different stories of these individuals who did me dirty. And I wasn't shaking in my boots. I wasn't uncomfortable. I didn't even bat an eye at them. I didn't want to have to be in a room with them. But once I was in the room, their energy was weak. It was just so weak as a mouse or a roach. It was just like minuscule. It was just like, oh, this ain't nothing. You know, you don't realize how powerful you are until you're in a room full of vultures. You don't realize how powerful you are. And most of the time, they're so spiritually weak, they're not even gonna talk to you. They just gonna watch you from a distance. They're not gonna say anything to you, or they're gonna kiss your ass. I found that very interesting because there was some people that they know they did me dirty and they feel stupid. You know, they did me dirty when I was a teenager. They did me dirty in my 20s, but I'm 40 now. So now it's just like, oh, that was dumb. That was just so dumb. Let me see if she gonna be receptive to me. You know, so that's gonna happen too, because honestly, a lot of what they did was on impulse of how bright your light was or who you were spiritually at the moment. And I'm thinking, if they thought I was spiritually powerful back then, imagine who I am now. You know, so I learned a lot. This eclipse energy, the Aries energy, the Mercury retrograde energy. Now it's Taurus season. Now it's a full moon in Scorpio. Oh my gosh, my head is spinning. I'm just blown away by all these different lessons that God, universe is throwing at me. I'm thankful. Alicia says people used to seem a lot more intimidating. Yes! Intimidating before I was solid in myself, you know? Yes. Especially when you're a child, too. You know, you looked up to some of these people who you grew up with or who you were around, and they seem so intimidating. But once you've done your spiritual work, once you've done your healing work, once you know who you are and you're spiritually confident, it's like, man, you just some dust on my shoulder. You ain't nothing. You ain't anything. There's really nothing for me to be intimidated by. You know? I actually felt sorry for a few people because I can see right through them spiritually. And I was just like concerned about some people, like, damn, they look very weak spiritually. They look off mentally. I didn't realize there was a lot of people that I grew up with who are like, they're off mentally. You know, you have to be thankful that a lot of us are not mentally ill due to our upbringing. You know, my childhood crush and I, we were talking about that, like different friends, like, yo, remember when they used to get beat by hangers, and you know, remember when they would throw irons at them? Like, I had some friends in the church that their parents used to throw irons at them and beat them with wire hangers and extension cords and all, like, you know, that's like slavery. Okay, like it's crazy. You know, a lot of people been through some horrific things in their childhood and they never recovered. They never recovered. I also want to talk about this because this is something else that I experienced. So, you know, me and the childhood crush were talking as well, and he was saying that with one girl that we grew up with, she has missing teeth. So one of our friends that we also grew up with in the church, she's a dentist, right? And she can, you know, put implants in and things like that. So they're going to try to raise money to put these implants in the girl's mouth because she's an amazing singer, right? But this same girl, I've tried to help through the years. I've given this girl money. I've done this girl's hair for free. I've given her clothing. I even tried to manage her career at one point. I got her gigs before. I made sure she made money before. I, paid her to do certain things for me. I brung her to places and high places so she could have opportunities. And he's like, oh, we got to help her. She has 2 kids now. She's living in public assistance and this and that. And I said, brother, let me tell you something. A lot of times when you're looking at people, you are seeing the results of their choices. Even my life, I'm seeing the results of my choices, right? I don't got friends right now because of the results of my choices. I chose to be friends with narcissists because I didn't have that self-esteem at the moment. I didn't have that self-love. I didn't have that education of mental illnesses and spiritual disorders. You're looking at the result of my choices, right? I said I did all these things for this young lady. I try to give her advice. I brung her around the right people to elevate her. And now, the next time I see this girl, she ain't got no freaking teeth in her mouth. She's on baby number 2 and on welfare. That's a choice. That's a choice. I remember when this girl, when her mom died, she came into $100,000. So that's a choice. God gave her opportunity to make money, to be successful, to not just be a baby mama with 2 baby daddies. So you're going to see a lot of people you grew up with. You're going to see a lot of people that God blessed them with the chosen one light, but they made the choice. They made their choices. Okay? Don't get involved in people's karma all the time. Stop trying to save people. That's something I had to learn. You're intervening with people's karma. You think you saving them. You feeling bad for them. Don't feel bad for them. Not everybody needs saving. They need to go through those things so they can learn, so they can do better. They need to go through those things because those are the choices that they made in life. I made choices too. I chose not to get pregnant. Now I'm 40 years old with no children. I don't regret it. I'm happy I didn't get knocked up in my teens. I'm happy I didn't get knocked up in my 20s by some narcissist I was dating. You're seeing the results of your choices. And that's no shade to anybody if that happened to you. But I'm saying though, stop trying to intervene with people's karma. You will know these people by their fruit. Everybody does not want help. Some people are addicted to chaos. Some people believe that they deserve multiple baby daddies and baby mamas. Some people believe that they don't deserve money. Some people believe they don't deserve a good man or woman. Some people believe that they don't deserve good friends. Some people believe that they deserve to suffer. And you won't be able to change that. So no, I don't hop, skip, and jump to help everybody because I realize that they are living out their fucking choices, just like I am. So be careful who you help. That's my message. Be careful. And I told him, I said, I'm not going to tell you don't help the girl so she can get a teeth fixed. I ain't saying that. I said, I'm not donating no money for her to get her teeth fixed. Because last time I saw the woman, she had a whole mouth full of teeth. So what did she do in her life that she ain't got no damn teeth now? You dig? You get what I'm trying to say? Exactly. Hey, Chris. Exactly, Chrissy. Simply addicted to pain. It is sad. Don't get addicted to pain. Don't get addicted to struggle. All right? I'm telling you, don't get caught up in that lifestyle. And there was another guy at the funeral that we grew up with. I'll never forget it. I think it was like 1997, 98. This boy stole my Guess watch. Back then, Guess was a very big name brand. Everyone was wearing Guess jeans, Guess overalls, Guess boots, Guess watches. I will never forget this. My uncle bought me a Guess watch. And I went over to a friend's house after church. I took my watch off to wash my hands, and this guy stole my guest watch. I cried my eyes out. Okay, so I might have been like 13, 14 years old at the time. And through the years, this guy has stolen money, cell phones, pagers, jewelry, everything. He is like a klepto. This young man we grew up with, he is a narcissist. I believe that he is us. I think he's a psychopath. I think this guy is a psychopath. Okay? He conned people out of money from the church. His thing was, he would say, hey, I'm on the side of the road, can I borrow $500? I need to like rent a car or get a tow truck or something. Took people's money and then never gave it back. Okay, like that's how bad it is. This guy he's crazy. I'm shocked that he even showed up at our home church. You know, so listen, you know, he looked horrible, he looked dusty, he looked crusty. You think I feel bad for that young man? No. He was married before, he had a good wife, he's got like 4 or 5 kids out there. I don't feel bad for him. He is a product of his choices. I chose to heal, so I'm a product of my choices. I chose to not get married, so I'm a product of my choices. I chose to not be a baby mama back in the day, so I'm a product of my choices. Be careful with your choices, guys. I'm telling you, because they will bear fruit that you may think is bitter. You may not want to bite into that fruit when it grows. Okay? Hey, Georgia. Woo! I really just had to get all that out, guys, because it's very, very sad. Please make sure y'all click like on the chat for me. I'm going to put my donation information in the chat as well. Anybody who wants to donate to me, please feel free to do so. If you love my lives, if you love the content that I put on my channel and you want to support me, please do so. Let me go to my live on this phone. Let me see. What? Oh, okay. Gotta put you on timeout. It's more just some freaking what you call it. Some haters, some trolls in the chat. That's all pretty much. Nothing new. I'm used to it, but it's actually pretty quiet. Lately it's been so many damn trolls in the chat. It's been so annoying. Hold on a minute. Let me just write this donation information in the chat. Okay, there you go. But yeah, I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm overstimulated by all of this information. But I'm thankful that God showed me so much. You know, a lot of times, guys, you think you're doing so bad. You know, it takes time to develop into a powerful chosen one. It takes time to develop into a spiritual one. It takes time to develop into your superpowers, into your spiritual powers. It takes time. You know, don't be discouraged. You know, but when you peep something, follow through with it. All right, something you feel in your intuition, something you see in your dreams, follow through with it. Nah, I'm not an Aquarius. I'm a Leo. My mother was an Aquarius though. I don't even think I have much Aquarius energy in my chart. I didn't see much in my chart. He said people really hate the truth. They do. People do hate the truth. I think because the truth is kind of scary. Um, People don't want to face themselves. That's what it is. People do not want to face themselves. They don't want to be honest with themselves, and this is why they like to be around people who lie to them. And like that like the manager at my job, she wanted me to lie to her. She doesn't like that I exposed her. So now I'm enemy number one. What, public enemy number one to her. Okay, I lost a little bit of Wi-Fi there for a second. But yeah, she didn't like that I exposed her. Nobody likes the truth. Most of the time when people tell me the truth or they correct me, I just be like, sorry, you're right. And I just correct myself. If it's a lie, then I'd be like, nah, you wilding, you just making up stuff. But if I really do feel convicted, I am going to take full accountability and I'm going to change my behavior. Like, I don't like to be told the truth about myself too. Nobody wants to know, nobody wants to admit their shit stinks. But how are you going to grow if you can't even accept the truth about yourself? You get it? Right? Then they try to bring you down or snuff you out. But I know me, like, what could you ever do to me? You know what? I find that I'm not even concerned anymore. Um, I don't know. Being in this work situation, I just keep laughing. I keep laughing because I am not attached. And I'm like, okay, if she tries to get me fired, then I just get fired. I get unemployment, or I'll find another job. God will bless me with something greater. Like, I'm not letting nobody make me feel uncomfortable or make me. I'm not scared of anyone. I haven't been scared of somebody in years. I think the last person I was scared of was probably my mama, which is funny because I'm 5'3". My mama was like 5'1". And I think I was only scared of her because I didn't want to be in those situations with her because I respected her so much. I didn't want to be in a situation where I had to fight my mom, and my mom was 5'1" trying to swing at me. Like, nobody really scares me like that. I don't care how big you are or whatever the case is. You could be big and bad in the physical realm. I don't care. I've been around murderers and I wasn't scared of them. Because spiritually you could be a murderer, you could be weak as fuck. All right. But these individuals are spiritually weak. They don't want the truth. They don't want you to expose them. And that's why they hate you. You know. Yeah, I think that this manager thinks she's hurting me by like walking around not saying nothing to me. And it's just like, girl, it's kind of like what's going on now with the men and women where it's like, what is it, the 4B movement, and now they doing like their own male, like that's the whole point. Women want certain men to leave them alone. So with this woman, she thinks by ignoring me and not talking to me, not even looking in my direction, she thinks she's hurting me. You're not hurting me, you're doing me a favor. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want you to say anything to me. I want to be on a shift and not even hear your voice. She was so quiet today. She didn't direct me or instruct me to do anything today. I guess she was like, I'm not saying nothing to that bitch. Good, don't. Don't. I already have 2 coworkers who are leaving who are going to be reporting her. So she's got that coming. I'm sorry. I really should have probably let God get revenge on her, but no, sometimes you have to take action. Sometimes you got to take action. Like, I'm tired of these racist people. I'm tired of these abusers. I'm tired of classism. I'm tired of these people. They need to pay. That's how I look at it. These people need to pay. I think that there's a time where some chosen ones have to join forces and get shit done. I think there's a time where chosen ones have to take control, and they gotta put people in check. I don't think we're always supposed to just sit there and wait on God, or I think God is using you as a vessel to get things done, to expose things in life, to be of importance somewhere. So I really wish that I did this at my last job in 2019. But I'm thankful that I have the balls to do it now. Basically, if I can get her to get fired, if I can get her to get the fuck out of there, I would. You know, I'm just tired of people. I'm tired of bullies. I'm tired of racists. I'm tired of spiritually weak people. I'm tired of these damn demons. I'm just tired. Okay, it's time. It's time for these people to pay. And that also is spiritual confidence, because when I was in 2019 at that other job that was so toxic that actually led me into the hospital, I don't think I had the spiritual confidence to really join forces with people and be like, all right, we're going to report these managers, we're going to take them down. But now I'm like, before I get out of here, I'm going to get you. I'm going to make changes happen, because that's what chosen ones are supposed to do anyway. You're supposed to make change happen in the workplace, in your family, in your neighborhood, whatever committee you want. You're supposed to make changes. You're used as a vessel through God. Bestie says, how do you level up and become a warrior in the dream realm? I think someone is showing up as different animals and objects in my dreams. I can't see myself in my dreams, but I always wake up before things happen. That's a good question. I want you to check out this guy. His channel is called New Life Tools. Okay, check him out. He is really good with dreams and spiritual stuff. Go through his catalog. He talks about dreams. He talks about the dream realm. He talks about the spiritual realm. I'm going to put his information right here in the chat. That is his channel. He's one of my favorite, brother Yusef. He's one of my favorite spiritual teachers right now, who's real, because there's a lot of fake ass spiritual teachers. But he talks about a lot of the dream realm. He talks about a lot of pendants, things you can wear, crystals that help you in the dream realm. Like, I use this. I sleep with this on my nightstand, clear quartz. You can sleep with this near your nightstand. You can sleep with this in your pillowcase. This really gives me vivid dreams. I'm actually more powerful in my dreams than I am in the physical realm, which is very interesting. So I have like more like power in my dream realm, pretty much. So but what you can do before you go to sleep, you can speak things out loud. Now I've done that because that I have been attacked in my dreams before. So before I went to sleep, I would talk out loud. I would call that person's name and say, listen, you cannot deal with me in the dream realm. Leave me alone. Spiritual team, God, give me the strength to be able to fight these individuals off in the dream realm. I really don't be like scared or nervous in the dream realm. It's only in the physical realm that things bother me. But in the dream realm, I feel like more powerful, and I feel like I can combat more in the dream realm. But definitely check out his channel. He's really, really good with that. He answered this question before I remember. But you got to do a lot of like protection energy and things like that on this side of the realm. But crystals do work. I've even like had a full-fledged conversation before I went to bed, and then when I got into the dream realm, those people were not there anymore. You can literally instruct people to leave you the fuck alone. Like, it's, I keep telling y'all who book with me, your words are powerful. You control a lot with your words. You know, this is why I think a lot of languages are spells. You know, words are spells, or words are blessings, words can be curses, but you control a lot with your mind and with your tongue. So that's how I do it. I literally instruct it. I am the magic. I don't really need tools like that. I love crystals, I collect them, but now I'm so strong that I just use my words. I use my words and my mind to control the dream realm, or control manifestation, control whatever I want to control in my life. You're very welcome. Georgia said real spill. I like that. That's cute. Yeah, that's how I can say it. It depends on what you're into, because I'm into spirituality, so I don't want to tell you something and you're just like, what is she talking about? But research. You cannot be religious, or you can't be spiritual, and you can't and be lazy. You have got to do the research. Google, YouTube, books, Barnes and Noble, bookstores. Like, you have to be really researching and practicing your gifts, practicing your craft, practicing your power in order to become stronger, right? One thing I'll say this, they say that the dream realm is really real life, and they say that this realm is fake. I'm starting to believe that, right? Everything that happens in my dreams comes to this reality. It's not the other way around. I want you to pay attention to that. Why is it that things happen in your dream first and then it happens here? Why doesn't it happen here and then comes in your dreams? That's interesting. So that's letting you know that the dream realm is very powerful, and it might be more of a more powerful version than this physical realm. That's something that I've been trying to understand, right? But the power of your tongue, and the power of your belief, and the power of your mind, that's it. You know, people go into meditative states. They what is it called? Astral projection. I've done that before too. You know, these are things you need to practice. You got to practice these type of things. Going into meditative states, um, you know, astral projecting, all those things. Study, and then practice these things. I can't come to you and give you your magic. You are the magic. So these are things that takes time to perfect and to understand. No one could do the work for you. No one could do the spiritual work for you. This is something that you would have to do in your own free time. You would have to meditate. You would have to lay on your bed. You would have to study. My thing is, I came from religion into spirituality. So I studied for many years before I even touched anything spiritual, because I was so nervous coming out of religion, where everything was told to me that if it wasn't about Jesus, then it was the devil. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure. Thank you, Mariah, for the $5. Thank you so much on my Cash App. So just make sure that you research everything that you do. If there is a god or goddess or a deity or an angel that you don't know about, why would you just try to connect with that source if you don't know nothing about them? Study them, research them, just like you studying about Jesus. Research these deities, research these gods and goddesses before you do any work with these beings. Yes, Trey, Dream World be snitching on people. It sure do. Trey says there's past flames that I had no idea that was still longing for me, but them dreams snitched. Yup. They be in the dream. Oh, let me tell you what's crazy. I I don't know what video it is, but I know y'all remember last year, maybe about October, November, I kept saying that people from my past kept popping up in my dream. People who did me dirty kept popping up in my dream, and I just didn't understand why I kept seeing these people. I've been cut these bitches off. Do you know that a few of these people that I kept dreaming back in October, November, December of 2023, they were at this funeral? So that's the reason why I was dreaming. So a lot of times it could take weeks, it can take months. So this dream was letting me know it already happened in the dream realm, but I didn't know that months later in April that this girl was going to die and I was going to have to face these individuals. So I thought that was very interesting. Now months later I'm like, oh shoot, that's why I was dreaming about all these people from my past, and a lot of them were at that funeral. So pay attention to your dreams, guys. The dreams are very intense right now. People be saying, I don't dream. If you don't dream, I'm worried about you. Because how are you having a connection? How are you getting your messages? If you don't have visions, how, and you're not having dreams, what? What's going on? That means you're not connected to source if you're not dreaming and you don't remember your dreams. You should be dreaming. I feel you should at least remember one dream a week. You don't remember one dream a week? That's not good, guys. That means you got a lot of healing work to do. You're clogged up. Your chakras are all cloudy. This is not good. Trey said they tried to hex her, but the dream world snitched. That's beautiful that the dream world will snitch on you. That's true. Like people be like, oh, somebody putting something on me. You normally will see who it is. Like even if it's a stranger, like there was a woman who was using my name to make money on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram. There was times I was able to see her face. I was able to feel her energy. And she was trying to taunt me and everything. She tried to take money from my Cash App account. She kept following me and unfollowing me to make sure I saw her, that she created a whole page with my face on it. She was trying to torture me. And I said, all right, bitch, I got you. And I wished everything but death on that lady. And it's been quiet now. I don't have people coming to me like, oh, I see an account, DMing me and stuff like that. It's calmed down, I'm telling you. So it could even be a stranger, and your dreams or your visions will show you who is using your energy, who's wishing all kind of things on you, A whole demon. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, that woman's crazy. And I messaged her one day and I said, stop using my damn energy. And I noticed the day after I messaged her that, she changed her name of her account and she put a photo. I don't know what a photo was, something. It wasn't me though. She stopped using my energy. I was like, good, because I'm tired of this. So yeah, it can even be strangers and God will show you who that person is, basically. Anybody else got any questions? I'm not going to stay on for 2 hours tonight because it's kind of quiet in here, but I just really wanted, I know y'all gonna watch the playback anyway. My other people who didn't come in the chat or whatever the case is tonight. I didn't know I was gonna come on tonight, but I just had the energy to, and I really wanted to tell y'all how the funeral went. Trey says, I wish I knew these reoccurring appearances in my dreams was God revealing them sooner. I had no idea for a long time. Yeah, because a lot of people be thinking that dreams are nothing. You'd be like, it's just a dream. No. If you wake up and you remember a dream, it wasn't a dream, it was a message. It was a message or a nightmare. And a nightmare can come true too. Trey said, thank God for the spiritual gurus and teachers. Alicia said, I'm glad the funeral went as well as it did. Thank you. I'm very glad it went well. It really was a beautiful service. I can't say anything negative about it. It was a beautiful service. It was so much love in that building for her and for all of us. Like, we had so much love for each other. They really rested her well. So I'm thankful for that. I'm glad nothing popped off. Nobody said nothing crazy about me. Um, my friend, the crush, the childhood crush, he did tell me that somebody, was talking about me a little bit, because not really talking about me, but what happened is, I my my ex narc stepfather, so to say, right? Who raised me, who was abusive, who abused me and molested me and all these different things, right? One person said to me, like, "Oh, how's your father?" And I said I wasn't upset when he asked me that, because they don't know that this man is a monster. They don't know what he has done to me growing up. And this comes with the territory, guys. When you go no contact, when you have like narc family members or toxic family members, this is what's going to happen. People don't know your story, so they're going to be like, "Oh, how's your mom?" or "How's your dad?" and they're going to look at you like you're the problem, right? So the ex crush said, yeah, this guy was like, I asked her how her dad was, and she was like, she didn't know. And I was just so confused, like, how you don't know how your father is? This is weird. And he corrected him. He said, I told him. I said, no, he was abusive towards her. You do not know what he did to her. She had to go no contact from him. And the guy was like, oh, I didn't know. Like, I always thought they were like good, they were loving and stuff. He was like, no, he's not who you think he is. And on top of that, that's not even her biological father. That's her stepfather. Like, she has a whole father that created her. So don't ask her questions like that. And she's been by herself for so many years. Why would she reach out to us? And I was like, you said all that? He was like, yeah, I had to check him. Like, he was just like, no, I'm just concerned about her. I don't understand how she's been living in New York all these years. Her mom is dead. She's not in contact with her father. Why hasn't she contacted us? He was like, why would she? Why would she contact us? If somebody's been living by themselves for so long, why was she feeling in her heart to contact us? We haven't done anything for her. I was just like, well, excuse me. Thank you for defending me. So, guys, there are people who do defend you when you're not in certain rooms to defend yourself. It was beautiful, but I really don't give a damn about what that man thinks, because that man does not know my story, and my, childhood crush was like, you need to write this book, girl. Please write this book. I will buy a couple of copies. Please write this book, because, you need to tell your story. Sadly, everyone's not going to believe your story, and it doesn't matter. Everyone does not have to believe your story, chosen one. It doesn't matter what your story is, whether it's happy or sad or disgusting or tragic. Everyone is not going to believe you. Sometimes people are going to believe the other side, and I started to think a little bit at first that my childhood crush thought I was the problem. But until he saw me in person, and he was just like, whoa, your light is bright. It blinded me, and he realized that. I think he had to see that spiritual light where he realized, like, oh, I get why they was hating. I see it now. I get it. I see why you had so many situations. There's going to be people who are going to believe you. There's going to be people who are going to support you. There's going to be some people who are going to think you a straight up liar. It is what it is. But you don't need validations from others, or you need God's validation. You and God know what the fuck happened. You know your life story, chosen one. You know the things that you have gone through. You don't have to prove to anybody that you're telling the truth. You know your story. And honestly, even if you told your story, there's going to be strangers who will probably believe you way faster than the people who grew up with you, or the people who are in your family, or people you've known for many years. A stranger's going to believe you because there's other strangers out there who went through the things that you went through. Georgia says, I always wish I had someone to speak for me when I can't. That's beautiful. Aw. Maybe one day you will experience that. Trust me, girl. I ain't had nobody talking up for me. I had to be, as you see, I'm always yapping. I had to talk for myself. I had to speak up for myself. But I believe him. I believe that he did say that, you know. But sometimes I don't even want to tell these stories, because eventually sometimes people go, well, what's wrong with you? Why you got beef? Why 10 different people did you dirty? Maybe it's you. I don't even get mad when people say maybe it's you, because I know the truth. Trey says, I love that response. I need to start responding that way because those questions are aggy. It is. Everyone knows I'm estranged from my peeps and they still ask. I normally say they're okay, I presume. Yeah. I when the guy asked me, I said, I don't speak to him. I had to be honest. I said, I don't speak to him. We don't have a relationship anymore. But, I do speak to his brother. I do speak to my step uncle, and he says that he's in North Carolina. He's alive and well. That's all I can tell you. But I don't know anything. I don't talk to my stepsister. I don't talk to my stepfather. I really couldn't answer you. And I always wondered, why is it that when somebody tells you, or when people tell others that they are not in contact with their family, what is in their mind that the first thing they think is you're the problem? When I hear stories like this, maybe because of my experience, I go, shit, what would make them not want to be around their family? What happened? Not, must be something wrong with you. I've never thought that, because I'm an analyzer. I sit back and I'm like, let me watch and see how their character is, how they move with people, how they make me feel, how they make others feel. These motherfuckers don't do that. Immediately it's, she don't talk to her father. She don't talk to her sister. She don't talk to her brother. Something must be wrong with her. I even play around with it now, where I go, yeah, something is wrong with me. I didn't leave sooner. I say that now. Something is wrong with me. I didn't have discernment. I let the wrong people get close to me. I let the wrong friends get close to me. I let the wrong men. I said that to my childhood crush. I said, I was the problem. I let these motherfuckers get close to me when they didn't even have, they didn't even deserve to breathe the same air in the room with me, the same oxygen. So when people come at you trying to paint you out to be a problem when you really are the victim, just smile and says, yes, I am the problem. I didn't leave sooner. Yes, I am the problem. I didn't have spiritual discernment. I am the problem. I allowed demons next to me that had no business being next to me. Yup, I am the problem. But now I know better. I know better now, and it will never happen again. You don't even got to tell all the details, because it's something mysterious about that. My childhood crush kept saying, why didn't you tell me? You didn't tell me these stories. You're not giving me details. Da, 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 And there was a couple of stories I told him when he was like, yeah, I heard about her. I know she was a hoe. I know she was dirty. She tried to sleep with me. So I believe you. And, so sometimes people know about these people, but because they didn't experience horrible things with these individuals, they don't want to disconnect from them. And I never wanted to persuade people to stop fucking with people. I just wanted people to know I don't fuck with them. Don't bring them around me. Don't talk about them. Don't try to rekindle us or anything like that. I don't do that. So be careful with that. You don't have to give details. Just detach yourself, guys. Just get away from these vultures. Get away from these demons. Get away from these flying monkeys who are going to try to convince you to forgive these people and have them in your life again. Trey says, everyone thought it was me. After leaving, they all were fighting each other. Cops were being called. So much drama. Now they see, since drama ensued after my departure, that it wasn't me. Yeah, eventually people see that it wasn't you. Trey says, my fam has a thirst for drama. Since the punching bag me was gone, they had to find another target and started destroying each other. That's what happens. That's why narcs get so mad when you leave, because you were supposed to be the punching bag. You were supposed to be who they blamed everything on. Like, my grandmother did this all the time to me. She did this all the time. I would leave her house. I would move out, go live with friends, and I would be in such peace. And then she would like call my first cousin, who was a golden child, and like get her to beg me to come back to her house. Why? Because she needed to make sure that her story was believable. I was the problem. But I wasn't the problem, because when I left, it was peaceful. When I left, I didn't need your help. I wasn't asking you for food. I wasn't asking you for shelter. I was good. I'm on social media smiling, and they're going, hold on. Ever since she left grandma's house, she doing good. She making more money. She looking happier. She's having a good old time. What's going on here? So she would beg my cousin to convince me to come back home, because once you start shining, when you leave that family dynamic or friend circle, that's your happiness, your peace, and your joy exposes these motherfuckers. Yep, it exposes them. And they don't like that. They need people to believe that you were always the problem. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna get off. Thank you so much for listening to me. Hopefully, a couple of things I said made you think, um, and make you just reflect. During this Scorpio pink moon, full moon. Um, don't be in your feelings about things. Just detach. Just detach. Don't don't worry about people's opinions of the circumstances. You know the truth, right? You have to be confident spiritually, confident in yourself, even if you're sitting by yourself, even if you don't have friends, even if you don't have a man, a woman, even if you don't have a big supporting circle. You need to be confident in yourself, because there's no one who's going to believe in you. I'm shocked, and I'm just blown away that this friend of mine actually believed me. I'm sure he probably was like, let me sit back and watch her. She might be the drama. I kind of feel like that's what he's thinking. But then when he realized how peaceful my spirit is, um, he probably is like, I don't think so. Like, she's the truth, pretty much. Don't worry about people's opinions of you. You know your story. You know the truth. You know what happened. And that's all that matters. You don't need anybody's validation. It does feel good when people believe you. I'm not going to lie to you. It does feel very good when people believe you, but sometimes you have to walk and people are not going to believe your story, guys. They're not going to support you. They're not going to believe you. And you have to have that confidence in yourself. You have to have that self-love, because you know your truth. All right. I love your message. Thank you so much. Oh, hey, Love Bug Paris. I haven't seen you in a minute. Oh, thank you. Book with Angelique. She provides great coaching sessions. Did you have a session with me? You must not be using your name. Good night, loves. Good night. Good night. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll talk to you soon. Maybe this weekend if I have something interesting to talk about. I will. Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right. I didn't know that was you. Oh, okay. I didn't know what your YouTube name is, but thank you so much. Yes, guys, you can book a phone session with me. Y'all already know that I'll be transitioning soon out of this shitty job that I have. So thank you to everybody who saw my video and they decided to support me and they booked a session. Okay, I'm not going to say your name, but there was a young lady. I think she spent like $80 with me. Thank you so much. Okay. So it's $20 for 30 minutes, $40 for 1 hour. If you want to talk about spiritual experiences, chosen one journey, relationships, zodiacs, anything spiritual, you can book with me. You need help, you need clarity on certain things that's going on in your life, or spiritually based, you can book with me. All right. Thank you so much. Also, if you love my lives, you like me to continue to put content out, um, donate. The more donations I get, the more content and the more lives that I put up. Also, follow me on TikTok until it's gone at Metaphysical Goddess, the number 7. All right. Peace and blessings. And we will chat soon. Love you guys. Mwah. Good night.